Won't quite make it to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Those Super Bowl hopes that they had really dwindling now here in the fourth quarter. That NFC crown that they got 2 weeks ago seems like a distant memory as they have been outplayed tonight. Chris Jones gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal. Here again is McCammon. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jarek McCammon taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Shotgun now with Purdy. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Purdy, big 4th down play. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he is going to have the Niners 1st down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Purdy off the play fake. And he will find his man, Samuel. Touchdown, 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 30 yards. And the 49ers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Gold with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead back down to 21. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to it.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jerick McKinnon. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Chiefs have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive, 4 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And my goodness.